national emergency. Our work here will ensure a peace mankind has never seen. The world will remember this day.
This is arguably the most important story of our time.
The stakes really couldn't be any higher.
It's profound, but it's told in a very human way.
Everything Chris Nolan has done has been a prelude to this.
This is not a film, this is an experience. It is a heart-in-your-mouth thriller.
I've been interested in Oppenheimer's story for a long time. At some point, I learned this key piece of information that in the lead up to the Trinity test, they were dealing with the very small possibility that when they pushed that button, they would set fire to the atmosphere of the Earth and destroy the entire planet. And yet, they pushed that button. I wanted to take the audience into that extraordinary moment in human history.
Members of the security board.
You sit there, day after day.
The so-called derogatory information in your indictment of me cannot be fairly understood except in the context of my life.
Letting them pick our lives to pieces.
And my work.
I want you fight.
How long did he testify?
The whole hearing took a month.
An ordeal. Robert, you can't win this thing. It's a kangaroo court with a predetermined outcome. Why put yourself through more of it?
Who'd want to justify the whole life?
I have my reasons.
The world is pivoting in some new direction.
Einstein's opened the door. Now we are peering through, seeing a world inside our world.
They've done it. Han and Strassman in Germany. They split the uranium nucleus.
A world of energy and paradox.
Told you, Rob, no more fucking flowers.
That not everyone can accept.
You embrace the revolution in physics. Can you see it everywhere else?
This is your moment.
Algebra's like sheet music. The important thing isn't can you read music, it's can you hear it. Can you hear the music, Robert?
Yes, I can. I can run the Manhattan Project.
I'm starting to see where you got your reputation. You're a dilettante, a womanizer, suspected communist, unstable, theatrical.
Brilliance makes up for a lot. Is there anything else that might stop us? We're theorists. We imagine a future, and our imaginings horrify us. Out of my heart, three-person God.
What are you working on?
What happens to stars when they die?
Do stars die?
Well, if they do, the bigger the star, the more violent its demise.
The Oppenheimer situation highlights the tension between scientists and the security apparatus.
When you speak, they hear a prophet. When Strauss speaks, they hear themselves.
They'll listen to a prophet. I don't know if we can be trusted with such a weapon.
A prophet can't be wrong. Not once.
But I know the Nazis can't.
The power you're about to reveal will forever outlive the Nazis.
60 seconds to detonation.
And the world is not prepared.
If we don't act now, they're going to use this thing against Japan.
Just because we're building it doesn't mean we get to decide how it's used.
History will judge us, Robert.
Are we saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world?
Criticality, point of no return, massive explosive force. But this time, the chain reaction doesn't stop.
They don't wish the culmination of 3 centuries of physics to be a weapon of mass destruction.
The atomic bomb will be a terrible revelation of divine power. Nuclear war, perhaps all war, becomes unthinkable.
How could this man who saw so much be so blind?
Until somebody builds a bigger bomb.
Robert, you assisted in selecting the target to drop the atomic bomb on Japan, didn't you?
It's no longer the enemy who are the greatest threat to mankind. It's our work.
Could the Japanese surrender if they knew what was coming?
They won't fear it until they understand it.
8.
And they won't understand it until they've used it.
7.
How do we justify using this weapon on human beings?
6.
The Russians have a bomb. Truman needs to know what's next.
What's next?
5.
Detonator charge.
4.
Super bomb should never be built.
3, 2, 1.
Dr. Oppenheimer. Dr. Oppenheimer. When did your strong moral convictions develop with respect to the hydrogen bomb?
Everyone in the streets was instantly and seriously burned. The Japanese spoke of
When it became clear to me
wore striped clothing upon whom the skin was turned in stripes.
that we would tend to use any weapon we had.
Now it's your turn to deal with the consequences of your achievement.
We have to make the politicians understand this isn't a new weapon. It's a new world.
The atomic bombings were not the last act of World War II, but the first act of this Cold War with Russia.
We bombed an enemy that was essentially defeated. I feel that I have blood on my hands.
You don't get to commit the sin and then have us all feel sorry for you that it had consequences.
He wanted to be the man who moved the earth. You think anyone in Hiroshima or Nagasaki gives a shit who built the bomb? He talks about putting the nuclear genie back in the bottle. Well, I'm here to tell you that I know. If he could do it all over,
220,000 dead at least.
he'd do it all the same.
Any moral scruples about that?
Terrible ones.
Did you think that if you let them tar and feather you, the world would forgive you? It won't.
And now I am become death.
He'd do it all over. Why? Because it made him
an American Prometheus.
Destroyer of worlds.
The most important man who ever lived.
When I came to you with those calculations, we thought we might start a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world. You could lift the stone without being ready for the snake that's revealed. I believe we did. Members of the security board, the so-called derogatory information in your indictment of me cannot be fairly understood except in the context of my life and my work.